Hello artists! This is Mr. Trott here with a lesson for you today, and our lesson is we are going to be creating a collage face. For this activity, you will need scissors, glue, and something to cut up. So if you don't have those things right now, you can try one of our other lessons that's on the website right now showing you how to do some drawing activities. But if you're able to get these materials, then here's an activity that you can try. You will need scissors, glue, and either some sort of a magazine or newspaper, or you can use colored paper. And what we're going to be creating is a collage of a face. And it can be any kind of face. The different parts of the face and details are what makes this collage really interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to start by drawing a simple face, and then we're going to collage our materials on top of it. And this video is special because in the middle of our video, you're going to get to see my son Arlo practice some safe cutting techniques. So for our collage face, remember collage is anytime we cut and glue to make some artwork. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to make a face. So to make your face more interesting, you want to have some shapes to start with. And I think it works best to draw some shapes first and then collage on top of them. So that way, you know where your shape should go. So I'm going to start with some eyes. And I'm going to do some kind of football-shaped eyes. Can you see that okay? Your face can be floating in the middle of the paper, or you can give the whole thing a face shape if you would like. Details are going to make your face even more interesting, like eyebrows, nostrils. This is kind of a plan for what our collage is going to do on top. Remember, every one of these shapes we're going to cut out, so we want to make sure that they're big enough so that we can cut and cover them. But the good news is, when we cover them, it does not need to look exactly like the drawing that's underneath. I'm going to add some ears, shapes in the ears, and some hair. Again, these are all shapes that I think I can cut out. When you are ready to start collaging your face, you can either use colored paper for the different parts, or you can use a magazine or newspaper if you have one. I think what works best is instead of actually looking for a nose, because sometimes they're hard to find, you can find an interesting color and cut your nose out of that color. So for example, on mine, I didn't actually find any real body parts when I was cutting. I just looked for colors and textures. Here's an example of a really cool texture that would work great. You could use that for hair, because it looks like hair, or you could use it as part of your nose. When you are looking through magazines, look for good colors, interesting textures that you can cut out to make the parts of your face. When you're ready, cut and glue. I do think it works best sometimes to rip your pieces to a smaller piece and then cut it. And what we're going to start to do is cut our shapes and then cover up what we've done to create our collage. So there is my eye shape. And this is going to get even more interesting if I add more details. And I'm going to show that close there. So because I have the pink there for that, then I have the circle for the inside of the eye, it gets even more interesting. Now, I drew my outline really dark so that you can see it, but you could make yours really light so that it doesn't come through on your final. You can also do this without drawing your picture first, but it is helpful to have somewhere for things to go. And now we're going to have Arlo show you some safe cutting techniques for your collage face. Safe cutting with Arlo. Face scissors away from you and cut away from your body. Hold your paper with one hand and make sure your scissors always stay far away from that hand. Put the scissors down in a safe spot when you're done. And show us a good shape.